Hey guys, this is Michelle from Virtual Hand Care, and in this video, I'm going to show you 5 hand and finger strengthening exercises you can do with rubber bands. So open up that junk drawer, take off the rubber band off of your broccoli, and let's get started. Okay, exercise number 1 is going to be more of a warm-up exercise. You're going to want to use a smaller rubber band for this. Really, though, you can use any kind of size rubber bands for any of these exercises. So let's start by putting this on your thumb. Now what you're going to do is you're going to actually take your index finger and try to get that rubber band on the index finger. Then you're going to go ahead and try to get that rubber band on your middle finger. Then you're going to manipulate that rubber band around and work the ring finger. And then you're going to go ahead and try to get that on your small finger. And then we're going to go ahead and try to go back through with each finger. So go ahead and go back to the ring finger, then back to the middle finger, then back to the index finger, and back to the thumb. Now for some of you, that might be a little bit easy. So if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, grab a second rubber band. And then you can do one rubber band at a time. Go ahead and put that on your index finger. And then you can go ahead and try to transfer the rubber bands to the next finger, to your middle finger. And so on. And you can keep going to, and then you can keep going to each finger one at a time. As you can see, this really takes a little bit of coordination. One hand might be a little bit harder than the other. What you want to do is not use gravity. It's really easy to just drop that rubber band down on the finger and then bend your wrist and then bend your wrist back. We're not looking to do that. That doesn't really help you. What we're looking to do is keep the wrist nice and neutral as you are trying to move the rubber band to each of those fingers. And then of course you'd want to do it on the other side. So again, starting on the left hand thumb, then you want to go ahead and try to get that rubber band on the index finger. And if you have stiff fingers, then this might be a little bit challenging for you. And this is a great way to warm up those stiff fingers. Then go ahead and go to the ring. And go ahead and go to the small. Small finger is a little bit harder. And then, as you can see, we're using that thumb quite a bit to help too. And then go to the ring finger. And middle finger, and index finger, and finally thumb. And again, you could use a second rubber band on your other hand as well. So you can do that a couple times through to each finger, or you can just set yourself a timer and do it for a few minutes. Okay, exercise number 2. This one is for the thumb. But for this one, you're going to want to get a rubber band that's a little bit bigger. And you're going to wrap this around all of your fingers. And then what you want to do is you want to actually twist the rubber band and then stick the tip of that thumb through. Basically, what you want to do is you want to work on bringing that thumb out to the side. What you're looking to do is you're looking to get this muscle right here really plumped up. And you're trying to pull the thumb away from your fingers. Now this is not a big motion at all. You don't need to really be pulling this too hard. You're not looking to cause any kind of cramping. And of course you can modify this if that's too much. You don't have to put a knot in the rubber band, and you could just work on pulling that thumb out to the side and do it that way. Or if you need a little bit more resistance, of course, you can then wrap it around your fingers a couple of times and then just work on pulling the thumb out to the side. And you'd want to do about 10 of those. And then of course you'd want to go ahead and do the other side, wrapping the rubber band around your other hand and opening that thumb in an alignment with that index finger. And what you're trying to do is just make a C with the thumb. You're not going straight up with this one. We're going out to the side, trying to open up this thumb web space and feel a nice plumping of that thumb muscle. And you would want to do about 10 of those on each hand. Okay, exercise number 3 is abduction. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna place the rubber band on your fingers. Make sure that your index and your small finger are in the rubber band, and you're gonna actually lay your hand flat on a table or on your lap. For this one, you can move the rubber band depending on how much resistance that you need. But what you wanna do is you wanna bring the index finger out, and then you wanna bring the small finger out into abduction. And then you wanna slowly bring it back together in a nice controlled way. You don't wanna let that rubber band spring your fingers back. So we're getting some contraction going out with the index finger and then out with the small finger and slowly coming back. And you can change that up a little bit. If that's too hard for the small finger, do the small finger first, then do that index finger. And as you can see, we're working our dorsal interossei muscles. Those are what help abduct our fingers. Now, another way to wrap the rubber band around to target the small finger, ring finger, and index finger is you take the rubber band and you actually twist it and then place the rubber band on the small finger. And so now you have some resistance on your small finger, on your ring finger, and then also on your index finger. And back. And out. Out. And out. And nice and controlled back in. And let's go ahead and do the other hand. So again, you can bring the small finger out to the side, then you could do the ring finger, and then you can do the index finger. And relax. And you would want to do about 10 of those to each hand. Finger and hand strengthening exercise number 4. This one is an isometric finger flexion exercise. So what you're gonna do is grab yourself a medium-sized rubber band, but again, use what you have. We're gonna work on both hands at the same time, but each finger individually. So what you wanna do is you want to go ahead and you wanna place your fingers in the rubber band, and you wanna have your fingers flexed or curled. So we're activating those finger flexors, and there should be some tension in that rubber band. Then what you want to do is you actually want to pull out just a little bit to continue that isometric contraction. So as you pull out, you're getting a little more tension to those finger flexors. And come back in. And again, pull out. And back in. And you can do this down on a table if you want to. You can do this with your arms propped up on a table, whatever is comfortable for you and whatever feels like you get more work to those finger flexors. Okay, and then what you want to do is go to that middle finger. Again, curl those fingers, put a little bit of tension on that band, then pull out. Then relax. Then pull out. And relax. And out. And relax. And out. And relax. Good. And let's go ahead and do the ring finger. Same thing. Pull out. And relax. Out. Out. And you can do 5 to 10 of these to each finger. Let's go ahead and finish up with the small finger. Ready? Curl the tip of those fingers around that rubber band. Give yourself some tension and then pull away. And then relax. And try to maintain that same flexion. Try not to let those fingers pop forward or go straight. And this could be a little hard to do on that small finger. And good, and relax. Okay, finally, exercise number 5. This one is finger extension. You want to tie a knot in the center of that rubber band. And so you're gonna put one loop around the thumb and then one loop around the index finger. And that's the finger that we are gonna start with. So this one is going to work on finger extension to each finger. And so you're going to go ahead and do about 10 finger extensions like so. So what you're doing with this one is you're touching the tip of the index finger to the thumb, and then you're opening up as far as you can go with both thumb and index finger. And then you want to go ahead and go to the middle finger. And then you want to go ahead and place that loop on the ring finger then. Now, if this kind of bothers the thumb, then you would want to just keep the thumb stable, and then you can just work on getting finger extension just to that one finger instead of doing thumb and finger. And then to the small finger. Now, if you need a little bit more to that small finger, just take your thumb out of that loop like that, and then you can give yourself a little bit more resistance that way. Now, you don't want to strain these exercises. You don't want these to be painful at all. Let's go ahead and do a couple on the other hand. So again, place the loops around the tip of the thumb and index finger and open wide. And try to go through that full range of motion if you can. All right, and then to the middle finger. And then to the ring finger. And then to the small finger. And again, if you need a little bit more resistance with that small finger, just place it in that loop with the thumb and give yourself a little bit more resistance there. You can do 5 or so to each finger. You definitely don't want to do too many because you don't want these to cause any kind of strain or be too painful. You just want your hands to feel like they got a good workout. Now, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button below. And let me know in the comments which exercise you liked, which rubber band exercise felt like it really helped strengthen your hand and your fingers. If you want to see more hand and finger strengthening exercises, then check out these videos here that YouTube is suggesting for you. Thanks for watching.